When you got shot down, how long were you able to evade the Germans?
I didn't invade him at all. I went through a guy's roof.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my feet were dangling through his roof in his attic. And of course, when you're, let's see, 1945, 44, I was already 26 years old, so I was one of the older guys. But, you know, a guy 50 or 55 was old, you know. So I assumed this man was, I always referred to him as an old man. He had a big long rifle. He belonged to the Volkstrom. And he says to me, Wasserschloss. I had no idea what the hell Wasserschloss meant. And I was shivering like a dog trying to pass a peach pit, you know. And so he called his wife, and she came, and he pulled my parachute, and she cut the shroud lines, and she took off with it, you know. So he brought me down, and he was poking me in the belly with his rifle, with a bayonet, and he set my Mae West off. It scared the hell out of him. Scared the hell out of me too, because I thought maybe sure. So eventually, he turned me over to the Gestapo. He should have turned me over to the Luftwaffe, but he turned me over to the Gestapo.
Good friend of mine that I went through cadets with got shot down in Paris, and he evaded long enough to have a baby by a French girl. Does that answer your question?
Hey, I know you guys. It didn't take you that long.
That's a true story.
After the first 10 minutes, though, you guys were, you know, off to something else.
That's a true story. And he had the same name I did. His name was Bill Gibbons, and I wanted to make sure that his wife knew who did that.
Oh.
Yeah, we ended up, after the Gestapo had me for about 6 or 7 days, and they beat the living Christ out of me. They did everything. And they finally, a Luftwaffe guy came up, and he raised hell. He spoke English. He was speaking English, and he was raising hell. He said, this man should have been given to the Luftwaffe, not to you guys, you know, because they weren't too friendly, I understand, you know, the Luftwaffe and the Gestapo. And, they just took us, we ended up at the Tempelhof Tempelhof airfield, you know. And they kept us there for a couple of days, and they had us sweeping the area with a stick with a bunch of little pieces of limbs, you know. They made a, you know, and when they were sweeping, and there was a guy with me, and I didn't know who he was, but he said, "Look who's coming!" And it was Goebbels, Göring, and Hitler coming by in big holes, and I had never forgotten that, you know. They didn't see us, but we saw them. We saw them, you know, and they were sitting up there in the back seat, you know, just. Hitler always sat up straight, you know. Goebbels was Göring was kind of pot-bellied and fat, and he kind of looked like he always had a beard too bad.